In a mountain village where fog clings to the ground like breath that never leaves, there is a ritual whispered only on cold nights. They call it the Binding Wind. It begins when someone makes a promise they fear they cannot keep. The villagers believe words carry weight, but only promises grow roots. When a vow is made from fear, guilt, or desperation, the mountain listens, and once it hears, it binds. The ritual doesn't begin with a ceremony. It begins when the wind changes. You'll feel it first in your ears, like someone exhaling too close. Then your voice will echo in strange ways, delayed, distant. That's when you know. The mountain has marked your words. You have 3 days. On the third night, you must climb the slope behind the village where no one farms and no children play. It's called the Breathless Pass. You go alone. At the summit is a small, weather-worn stone with a hollow in its center, no larger than a cupped hand. That's where you place your breath. Not a spoken apology, not an offering. Your breath. They say you must exhale everything you meant when you made the promise. The fear, the hope, the need. It must be clean, honest, full, and then you wait. If the stone warms, your breath is accepted. The wind untangles, your voice returns. But if the stone remains cold, the mountain keeps your voice. Some never speak again, not out of silence, but because they cannot shape sound anymore. Their words drift like fog, present but ungraspable. There was once a man named Salem who promised to return to his dying mother before the snow melted. He said it without knowing how far he'd travel. When he failed to return, he felt the wind change. He climbed the pass, placed his breath in the stone. The wind stayed cold. For the rest of his life, he wrote letters he never sent, sat by fires he never spoke at. His family loved him still, but they missed the sound of him. Then there was Mina, who promised her daughter she would never leave again. She made the vow in desperation, unsure if she meant it. When the wind came, she climbed. And when she gave her breath, the stone warmed. She came back down changed. Lighter, they said. Not because she was safe, but because she finally knew what her words meant. She never made a careless promise again. The binding wind doesn't punish, it remembers. The villagers teach their children to speak slowly, to mean what they say. Not because the mountain is cruel, but because it listens better than most people do. They say the stone at the summit holds the echoes of 1,000 breaths, some warm, some cold. And on certain mornings, when the fog rises just right, you can hear voices in the wind, whispers of promises made and promises kept.